Sensors. A sophisticated gadget called a sensor reacts to environmental inputs including heat, light, motion, temperature, pressure, moisture, etc., and transforms those inputs into signals that can be monitored electrically. To put it another way, sensors are employed to sense the environment. Actuator. An actuator is a device that transforms energy and signals into the system to produce motion. They perform the function, in other words, and other components. For instance, motors, wheels, pistons, and cylinders. Types of sensors. 1. Peer motion sensor. Peer sensors can detect motion and are typically utilized to determine whether a person has entered or excited the sensor's range. 2. Ultrasonic sensor. An ultrasonic sensor is an electronic device that converts the reflected sound into an electrical signal and uses ultrasonic sound waves to determine a target object's distance. 3. Soil moisture sensor. The soil moisture sensor measures the volumetric amount of water in soil. 4. DHT11. The DHT11 is a fundamental, ultra-minimal expense computerized temperature and dampness sensor. It utilizes a capacitive stickiness sensor and a thermistor to quantify the encompassing air, and lets out a computerized signal on the information pin. 5. GPS module. The GPS module for Arduino is a little electronic circuit that permits to interface with your Arduino load up to get position and height, as well as speed, date and time on UTC, all-inclusive time facilitated. It utilizes the standard NMEA convention to send the position information through sequential port. 6. Water level sensor. ATA level sensors. Level sensors are utilized to recognize the degree of substances that can stream. 7. Water stream sensor. Water stream sensor comprises of a plastic valve from which water can pass. A water rotor alongside a lobby impact sensor is available to sense and measure the water stream. At the point when water moves through the valve, it turns the rotor. 8. IR sensor. An infrared sensor emanates or potentially identifies infrared radiation to detect its environmental factors. 9. LDR sensor. Light reliant resistor. An LDR is a part that has a variable obstruction that changes with the light power that falls upon it. 10. Sound sensor. A sound sensor is a module that measures the intensity of sound waves and converts them into electrical signals. 11. Force tension sensor. Force sensors are essentially gadgets used to change an applied power over completely to an amount that can be estimated. 12. Flex sensor. A sensor that measures the amount of deflection or bending is known as a flex sensor or a bend sensor. 13. Color sensor. The color sensor determines the surface's color, typically in the RGB scale. 14. Raindrop sensor. A straightforward instrument for rain detection is the rain sensor module. When rain falls through the raining board, it can be used as a switch and to measure rainfall. 15. MQ gas sensors. The MQ series of gas sensors have an electrochemical sensor inside and a small heater. They are utilized indoors at room temperature and are gas sensitive. 16. Capacitive touch sensor. Capacitive touch sensors, the terminal addresses one of the plates of the capacitor. A measurement circuit is connected to the sensor electrode, and the capacitance is periodically measured. 17. LM35. The LM35 is a temperature measuring device with a temperature-related analog output voltage. It gives yield voltage in centigrade. 18. GSM module. A GSM module or a GPRS module is a chip or circuit that will be utilized to lay out correspondence between a cell phone or a registering machine and a GSM or GPRS framework. 19. Pulse rate monitors. Pulse rate monitors for keeping track of your heart rate. 20. RFID. Radio frequency identification uses electromagnetic fields to automatically identify and track tags attached to objects. 19. Pulse rate monitor that permits one to measure pulse rate. List of actuators. 1. Water pump module. The water pump module is a compact gadget which can be utilized in a few family applications. These are utilized to siphon immense measure of water starting with one spot then onto the next. 2. DCBO motor, plastic gear. The DCBO engine switches DC current over completely to mechanical energy which can be utilized to move objects by connecting wheels or any portable parts and even fluctuates with various RPM. It can come in with a solitary as well as a double shaft framework. It accompany I formed as well as L molded. 3. DC motor, metal gear. The DC engine switches DC current over completely to mechanical energy which can use to move objects by connecting wheels. 4. Servo motor. The servo engine is regularly utilized for high innovation gadgets in the modern applications like robotization innovation. It is an independent electrical gadget that turns portions of machine with high productivity and incredible accuracy. Also, the result shaft of this engine can be moved to a specific point. Servo engines are principally utilized in home hardware, toys, vehicles, planes and a lot more gadgets. 5. Stepper motor. A stepper engine is an electromechanical gadget. It changes over electrical power into mechanical power. Likewise, it is a brushless, coordinated electric engine that can partition a full pivot into a far-reaching number of steps. The engine's position can be controlled precisely with practically no input component, as long as the engine is painstakingly measured to the application. Stepper engines are like exchanged hesitance engines.